Mindset Tribe. I want to welcome you to another episode of Conversations Over Coffee. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to not lose yourself in relationships. So if you are interested in this content in today's video, then please continue to watch. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Comment, share, and also if you want to support the channel, there's merch within the description box where there's a conversation over coffee, a coffee cup, a t-shirt, and also a journal. I'm not in my office today, so I don't have them in front of me, but yeah, you can go and you can click the link and you can go and check it out. If it's something that you want to support, then feel free. If not, you can just listen to the content and let's start from there. Okay. So a lot of this content that I'm bringing you is from personal experiences, from experiences that other women have shared with me, from their experience of going through marriages and relationships. So I'm giving you content that is not something that I've heard about or, just something that I haven't experienced myself. And as we know, going through relationships, especially if they're toxic relationships, can be very debilitating. Can be very draining. And we can oftentimes lose ourselves. Now, I'm mostly addressing women in this, but this is also can go to men if you are watching this this channel, if you're watching this specific video, because what I want to say about when we get into relationships and when we get into a relationship in the beginning, we have to really understand what is it that you want out of that relationship. Because if you don't know what you want out of it, if you're going into that relationship just saying, oh, well, I just want someone to love me, I just want someone, a companionship, I'm tired of being lonely, then there needs to be more work done in the area of you, because you're looking for someone to fill a void within you that only you can fill. And the reason why I say that is because we give people power over our lives when we are so needy, to the point if they are removed from our lives, then we feel like we can't function, we can't eat, we're in the bed, we're depressed. And that's because we have given them so much power that now we have not filled that void within us. So when they leave, we're just as empty as we were before they came into our lives, right? So how do we avoid that? So the first thing to avoid that is to first do that self-work and that healing on yourself. Because when you're getting into a relationship or you're meeting that partner or that soulmate or that significant other, you want to make sure that that person is aligned with what your values are, with what your goals are, that you're not sacrificing yourself, your mental health, in order just to have someone in your life for you to feel whole. You want to already feel that without that person there, because once they leave your life and you feel that there's a deficit, then that shows you that them coming into your life was basically just to soothe whatever pain you were going through. You did not work on that pain in the beginning to deal with. You just basically pushed that pain aside and allowed that person to become a distraction. And we never want people to be a distraction, because what happens is we get emotionally involved, we get that attachment, that physical attachment. And then when they leave, now we have two things we're dealing with. We're dealing with the issue of the pain that existed before they came into the relationship. Now we're dealing with the pain of now having that emotional attachment that is no longer there. So there's a lot of work that we need to do on ourselves. And again, we need to understand that when we are first getting into that beginning relationship, like, what are the values that you want that person to have when they come into your life? Where is it due, not to say where you want them to be in their life, but what is it that they are bringing into your life that's just adding to what already exists in your life? Because you don't want someone to come in and just basically, oh, well, this person is just my everything, my all in all. And a lot of people say, women and men, oh, I can't live without this person. If this person leaves me, I'm going to do this to myself, I'm going to do that to myself. Well, that just goes to show that they are fractured, and they were fractured at the beginning of the relationship, and they were looking at you to heal that fracture. But what they don't understand is they have to set that fracture. They have to heal that wound themselves, because only they know what caused that pain. And if they're not willing to address it, and they feel like your presence, or you feel like their presence, is the only thing there that is helping to heal it, then you're allowing someone else to basically take control of whether you experience pain today or you experience pleasure today. And we never want to do that. We want to be in the mindset, of course, when we're in relationships and people don't, affirm us or whatever. Those things may hurt us. We may feel like, why is my loved one not supporting me in this area or encouraging me in this area? But anything that comes anything that really comes into your life is basically, to me, what I'm learning is lessons. It's me learning more about myself. It's learning about how I value myself, how I view myself, and how I love myself. So if I'm not loving myself enough to the point of where I'm not paying attention to why am I going after a relationship if I'm not fully healed. Let's kind of sit there for a minute. Like, if I know that I've come out of a relationship or a toxic marriage for many years, and there was all of this emotional abuse, financial abuse, mental abuse, all of these things that I was dealing with. So how long do we think that takes time for us to really work on us, because we've lost a part of ourselves within that time frame, within that relationship, because we stayed and we've stayed and we've stayed and we stayed. Now, I don't know about you men, because if a man is watching this, because I'm not a man, but I know from myself and from other women that I've talked to, what we do as women, we will stick and stay and try to make the relationship work, even though we are hurting within that relationship. We will make all excuses. Well, maybe if I just be more patient, maybe if I just do this, maybe if I just do that. So we'll try and we'll exhaust everything possible in order to make that relationship work, when in actuality, we are losing ourselves in the process. Because if a person truly wants to change for you, if a person sees you, and let me just say this, if a person sees you as valuable, if a person values your presence in their life, what you bring to their life, they're going to make the necessary changes so they don't lose you, because they feel as though, no, you're priceless. I can't lose you. So if you're telling me that this is something that I need to be aware of, you're bringing it to my attention, then I need to kind of, pay attention to that. Because if this is going to cost me to lose you, which is somebody I don't want to lose, then I'm going to make this work. I'm going to either suggest we go to counseling, or we get some books and we sit down and we work on it, or we sit down and we have, weekly discussions where we check in with one another and ask one another, how are we doing? How is things going? Are we dealing with anything? So this way we can be transparent with our partner, our husband and wives, or our significant other. So when we really get into that relationship, in the beginning of that relationship, the first thing is knowing what you desire out of it. Because if you have standards, and if you have what I would say, your do's and your don'ts, but you compromise them because maybe you look at the other person as, oh wow, this person is everything that I wanted in, a relationship. They got the looks, I like the way they dress, I like, whatever that is for you. Because a lot of times, we're visual creatures. we see first before we get to really know the person inside, right? So it could be, well, this person checks the boxes. They may be tall. They may be of a certain weight, maybe of a certain age. Maybe you like the way they dress, or, just something about them that draws you to them, right? So now you start the conversation, and maybe you are, getting along, and then maybe now you've made a commitment to be exclusive with that person. You're not dating anybody else. You're basically seeing how this relationship is going. But then now you're invested. Now your emotions are involved. Now there's an attachment there. And the thing that comes up now is, they seem to be this person that checked all the boxes because the aesthetic, the outside looked it so good. But when you get into now really uncovering who the person is at the core, you start seeing inconsistencies. You start seeing that, well, things that they said that they, would do X, Y, and Z, they're not showing up in that area. Things that you're relating to them that, this is what I need from you. And they're making excuses why they can't give you that. Because if a person can't give you something that you're requiring in a relationship, and I'm not talking about financially, this is not about that. This is about emotionally. This is about your love language. This is about doing something that is going to support you in your mental health, or support, feeling wanted and desired and valued in the relationship. And if they cannot give that to you, that's a red flag. And it's showing you that, not that, maybe not that because they don't want to give it to you, not that they don't want to give that to you, it's because they can't give it to you, because they don't even know how. They have not dealt with their own emotions to even meet your emotional, to give you that emotional stability. So how can someone who's depleted of their own emotions and not in touch with their own emotions deal with you and your emotions? And I think we don't think that, because we're so much looking at, you know well, I need this from you, I need that from you. But if a person can't give that to you and they don't even know why, it's going to be difficult to see that relationship moving forward. And because they have not worked on their own issues, they have not worked on their own mindset of how they view things. And a lot of times, I did this, I think it's either story or reel I did on one of my social media platforms, is that a lot of times when people get into relationships, their mind is set based on the experiences that they either had from childhood, the experiences that they had from a failed marriage or failed relationship. So they're not coming to you as a healed and whole person. They're looking for love. They're looking for someone to basically, stop that pain that they've experienced from the other relationship. But they have not healed from it yet. They're still using that pain to basically, they're trying to put another person in their life to kind of numb or dull the pain that they've experienced. But they don't understand that they can't show up and be present in that moment. And the reason why is because they have not invested the time to basically heal and determine, and go through the process of what was done to me was not my fault. Or even if certain things were in that situation where they have to take accountability for it, but don't now go into a new relationship and have somebody else be the brunt of now experiencing what another person has done to you. Now they have to pay for what this other person done to you, and that's totally unfair. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and you don't want to break somebody else's heart because your heart has not healed. And I think that when we as individuals, as humans, as men and women, go into a new relationship, the first thing we need to do is put down, what am I avoiding? And is there anything in my life that I'm avoiding? Is the reason why I'm looking for another partner? Am I avoiding dealing with the emotional pain that I've been through? Am I avoiding dealing with the trauma that I've been through? Am I avoiding dealing with the depression and all the anxiety that I've been through being in this last relationship? Have I fully healed enough to be able to give the next person my total undivided attention and be there for them as much as I want them to be there for me? Am I going into this being selfish, where I'm just looking at, well, this is what I need from you, but I don't have anything to give because I'm really depleted, because my last relationship has drained me. So I really don't have anything to give you. Maybe I can give you kind words and, the surface level stuff. But when it comes to me really getting deeper and uncovering and discovering who I am, it's not that you may not like that person. I may not like that person. And I think a lot of times when a person doesn't sit and really think about, their part in their relationship, to say, let me kind of examine where this relationship went wrong. What was being done to me, and what did I do to either facilitate that? What was my part in that, where I take accountability for either the breakup or whether, whatever that was. And a lot of times, even me coming from a marriage that was narcissistic, that was mentally, financially abusive, depressed, and everything, is that I can say my part in it is that I gave up because of fear of the unknown, fear of moving on, fear of not knowing what would happen to me in my life. So I settled in a lot of things in order to, just feel as though, well, what if I can't figure this out? Then I'm just, out here like just blindly by myself. So a lot of times we settle because of fear, we settle because of the unknown, we settle because we just feel maybe we can't find another person, or we just take whatever we feel that is offered to us because we feel that that is all that we deserve, or that that is all that we, can receive. And I want to tell you right now, that's a lie. And when I have to look at my life now, I have to really go in deeper, because these conversations I be having with myself, and I had to say to myself, you know, what is it that I'm feeling if I'm in a relationship and I'm feeling that this person is not valuing me, but I'm putting up with it for the sake of, because they say nice words to me, because maybe I may feel, good in the moment, but then knowing at the end of the day, this is really not fulfilling me. It's just really what I would say, maybe putting a band-aid on. It's not really fulfilling me. It's not really what I want out of it. But because I feel as though if I cut it off, now I have to deal with the emotion of now not receiving those words or whatever little crumbs that I was receiving, right? So when we view it that way, we have to weigh our options and say, am I sending off signals to this other person that, wow, even though this person is beautiful, even though this person doesn't even maybe realize everything that they bring to the table and how creative they are, how gifted they are, how special they are, they don't see that within themselves, but they will take this mediocre treatment from me, which shows me they don't even know who they are. They don't value themselves. So now, if you don't value yourself enough, and that person who you are now continuing to just accept the bare minimum from them, they're going to be like, well, I don't need to step up to the plate because you don't even value you. Why should I value you more than you value yourself? Why should I put more effort into pursuing, whether it's marriage down the line, when you don't value you enough to even realize that maybe if you set some type of standard, and I'm sorry that sometimes we have to do this, sometimes in order to let a person know that we're serious about our mental health, we're serious about not going through trauma again, especially if you've been through that and you're getting into another relationship and you're finding out that it's dwindling down. It's not what you thought it was going to be. It's something that's draining you. And now you come to the conclusion that this is not what I want. I don't want to invest any more energy into this. Then you have to now go forward and say, listen, no hard feelings, because I'm going to take accountability and I'm going to accept the part that I've accepted in allowing this to continue at this point. I'm going to accept that point that, I've given you chances to step up. I've given you chances to do X, Y, and Z, but because you did not heed that, because you continue to make excuses about it, now I have to make the decision. Is this what I want? Is this what my life is speaking? Am I repeating another cycle based on me not feeling that I bring value or that I have value? So I have to address that, because the how I would say how we weigh that is, so am I going to sit over on this side and say, well, I'll accept these words, I'll accept this mediocre attention, I'll accept this because it's better than nothing? Or am I going to say, no, I value me enough to say, this is not what I want. I'd rather be alone and deal with my feelings. I'd rather be alone and know that, I do have value. And if this person doesn't see it, then this person is not the one for me. So it's nothing wrong with that, but I have to sit in that emotion enough to allow me to understand that, wait a minute, I've been down this road, but if I continue to allow this situation to take precedence, then it's like I'm repeating that cycle over and over again. So what cutting that off is going to do is it's going to give me the freedom to think clearer. It's going to give me the freedom to work on those issues of, my worth and my value. It's going to give me the freedom to even align myself with the person who's meant to be in my life. Or either that person is going to say, you know what, I don't want to lose this person. I hear them. I'm going to step up to the plate and I'm going to do what needs to be done, because I realize now that they're not playing around. Because a lot of times we can know our value. We can know what we bring to the table. And a lot of times, because if you're an empath, you're a person that's highly sensitive, us empaths, we give people so many chances. We try to see the good in them. We give them the benefit of the doubt. And it's not that we don't value ourselves. It's just that we're trying to get you, because you may not be on that same journey, but we're trying to lead you to understand that you need to heal, that you need to get over certain things and do the work so this relationship can work out, so we can now, cohabitate in peace, so we can have a thriving relationship. And when they don't do that, and when you've invested time in that, and you see that they're not willing to sacrifice and do the things that they need to do to keep that up, then you have to now, not that you're giving them any type of ultimatum, what you're doing is you're saying, I choose me first. I choose me first. You don't have to choose me. I choose me first. And I think that's such a powerful thing when a person really realizes that, wow, this person can just walk out my life after we've invested this amount of time. This person can just walk away and just, be done with it. Yeah, because I'm not going to lose myself again in something that is not serving me, because that would be insanity, right? So why should I continue to put myself through that heartache and through that pain? If you are not the one, then why are we fooling ourselves? If I am not the one for you, then why fool yourselves? Why waste each other's time and just wish each other well and move on, right? So again, so when it comes to being in, even if you're in a relationship now, a long-term relationship now, you have to understand, is this relationship serving you? Is it something that you're continuing to fight with this person, asking them to do, this is what you need from them, this is what you desire from them? And again, it's not monetary, it's time, it's effort, it's the attention. And it's not something that you got to keep saying. It's like, if I got to keep saying this to you, then it's really showing me that, either you checked out, or we're no longer, seeing eye to eye, or, we're not invested in this anymore. You're not invested in anymore. But let me know, because I can't keep living like this, because it brings depression, it brings mental illness, it deals with your self-worth. Every time we accept someone devaluing us by not giving us what we need to thrive in that relationship, what it does is it lowers our value of how we see ourselves. It lowers how you see yourselves, because you'll start thinking that, well, maybe, we'll make it, oh, well, they do love me, because when they do, something, or they'll do this for me. But we are so much making a small gesture or something that they do to make us feel as though that we are priority, when we know that that small gesture really is not it. That thing that they did because maybe they were guilty, or maybe there was an argument, so they did something to make you feel better in the moment, to make you feel as though, okay, I see you, I hear you. But the best way for somebody to prove that they are invested with you, that they value you and they love you, is change behavior. I mean, actions speak louder than words. We can see people's actions all day long when it comes to how they treat other people, when it comes to how they do, work around in their own life and other things. But when it comes to that romantic relationship, to that marriage, and we don't see the effort there, then it's basically letting you know, without opening your mouth to say, no, don't I do this and don't I do, no, but this is what I need from you. This is what I require for you. I want time with you. I want you to, I want to go out on dates. It doesn't have to be expensive. Let's go to the park. Let's do certain things together like couples do. Let's go to a painting class together. Let's go, work out together. Just little things to show you that, you're important to them, that you're special to them. And when that's not reciprocated, then you have to choose you. You are the most important person in the equation. And if somebody doesn't see you as that, if somebody's not valuing you as that, then you have to value yourself over all of those things that you're not getting. And you have to start giving that to yourself. You have to start journaling. Let me show you this book that I do my journals in. It's called Letters to the Universe. 50 guided letters to help you script and manifest the life you want. I really love it. I got this book on Amazon, so you can go to Amazon and purchase it. I forgot how much it costs, but it's very inexpensive. And what I love about it is that when it takes you through the chapters, it's basically you're basically writing what is it do you want to manifest, right? Why do you want to manifest it? What can I start doing to help start now to help cultivate this feeling in the present moment? Because a lot of times we thinking, well, oh, I have to do this, but what is the feeling that you want attached to what it is that you want? And I'll just give you an example. My first thing is I want to what is the thing I want to manifest? I want to continue to manifest self-love for myself. I want to continue to manifest that I am valuable to myself first, because in order for somebody else to see that in me, I have to believe it for myself. So if someone's pursuing me for a relationship or anything like that, I don't want it to be where everything is totally on them to make me feel a certain way. I want to feel that way before they come. I want to feel that way where I know that my standard is you can't, love bomb me to death, because I've already done the love bombing to myself first. I've already loved on me enough to the point where when you come in, it's just added love. So it's not like where if you take away those kind words from me, that I'm going to feel that now I'm deficit of love because I'm going to continue to give it to myself. But it's just going to show me that either you are truly who you are presenting yourself as, or you're just here for a reason, or you have an agenda behind whatever you're doing. So it's gonna show itself, because you can't. What I want to say is that you can put on a mask in the beginning of a relationship, but as that relationship continues to move forward, you're gonna really show who you truly are. And as men and women, and we truly know what we want, when we've healed ourselves, then we're gonna know when someone is basically, not doing the work. We're gonna know when they're just basically putting on a front because it's something that they want or desire from us. It could be sex, it could be money, it could be whatever that is, however they're trying to align themselves with you. You will know that, and you will feel that. And when you start feeling things in your gut, don't ignore that, because that's basically your God-given intuition, that's your discernment telling you that this is not something or someone who has your best interest. They're basically there to serve themselves. And if that's the case, then you part ways. I mean, you can remain friends. There's nothing wrong with still being friends, because you're letting them know, like, I'm not giving you enough power to break me. I'm not giving you power. It's just that we cannot pursue a romantic relationship because you're not ready for it. And that's fine. So I just hope that this, this topic or this conversation has given you or shed some light on where you are in your life as far as healing from past trauma and relationships, and moving forward into a better version of yourself and loving yourself first. So when that person does show up in your life, that you know that you've done the work first, and this way you can thrive in that new relationship. You don't have to struggle for love. You don't have to beg for love. You don't have to sit up here and, make excuses for other people why they're not showing up, because you deserve to be loved properly. You deserve to be loved in the best way that you desire to be loved. And we are not going to settle for less in this new year, right? We're not going to settle for just mediocre love. We want to be blown away by our partner. We want to feel that love like we never felt before. We want to feel those butterflies. We want to feel all that love has to bring, because love is a beautiful thing when it's done in I would say in the right season, when it's done through people who have healed and who have, committed to love one another, even through trials and tribulations that they may go through in their life. So my name is Michelle. I thank you for watching this podcast. Please subscribe, share, like, comment below, and I'll be with you on the next video. And if you have any comments or any other topics that you would like to see regarding relationships, how to heal from them, please put them in the comments below, and I'll follow up with another video. Have a great day and continue to heal. Bye-bye.